Tuesday, which I never do, but we woke up to rain and it's mid-November, and so I decided to give Sadie Sink from the All Too Well 10-minute version, the film. If you know, you know. Today's Tuesday and I have the day off from classes. Tuesdays are always a bit of an awkward day for me because I have a full day of classes on Mondays and then Tuesdays I have off. So I almost always start my day off really slow. It is almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon already, and all I've really accomplished is getting ready, which is okay. There are days where that happens and I just listen to my body and how I feel and go with that. But I do want to go outside today, even though it's literally pouring rain. I discovered that there's a library in town and I'm missing those library vibes. Sometimes I go to the library on campus, but it's way too busy all the time. I just want like a quiet library experience. So I'm gonna maybe check that out. I also need to grab some lunch. I'm not really feeling like cooking, so I might go get like a sandwich or a smoothie bowl somewhere. We shall see. But yeah, we're gonna make the most of the rainy fall weather. Okay, we are back. I hate to admit it, but the library was a bit of a fail. I went, it was cute. I found some books that I liked but couldn't check out because I don't have a library card yet, unfortunately. But there was not an empty seat to be found, and I do need to get some work done, and so there was just no point in me staying. So I headed out of there. I got food at Tim Hortons. I was craving another lettuce wrap. I had one a few days ago, but I just really wanted it. So got that, devoured it, and then walked back home. I'm hoping to just get some work done here. I have the house to myself, so it's kind of nice. I've realized today that I'm feeling a bit homesick, especially waking up to rain and going outside on a walk in the rain. I'm just reminded of home. I grew up in Vancouver, BC, and it rains a lot there. Moving to Ontario, I guess I didn't realize that I would miss the Pacific Northwest rain as much as I do. And obviously it still rains here, but it's just not the same. You know, when it does rain for months at a time, obviously I miss the sun, but today it was comforting. The rain just felt like a warm hug. And I realized that I am definitely starting to get homesick, but thankfully in a couple weeks I fly home, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm excited to see my family. I'm excited to spend time outside again in the forests and the mountains and all of that, so just gotta get through the next few days. It's been a while since I journaled, so I thought I would just write for a little bit before I do some of my schoolwork. If you don't already journal, this is your sign to start. I know it can be daunting at first, but it's such a great way to clear your head and just reflect on your life. I always write the date on the top of the page, and then this journal specifically is a brain dump type of journal, just like a diary style journal. I write about my day or my week. I journaled last on November 7th, so it's been a couple weeks since I've updated my notebook, so I'm just gonna do that. But I'm thinking I might do a video on journaling, so stay tuned for that. But for now, go grab a pen and paper and join me, if you want, of course. I am a big TV show rewatcher, and so I just wanted to talk about the TV shows that I've been watching recently. I rewatched Pretty Little Liars, I rewatched The Vampire Diaries, and most recently I started Once Upon a Time, and oh my gosh, there is something about Once Upon a Time that just gets me in the holiday mood, and I love it. I'm gonna put an episode on while I journal, just for that like background noise. In my last video, I talked about how I wanted to become a writer, but my mom pointed out that that was the wrong wording because I am a writer. And one of my goals for this year was to publish my writing more and dive into that side of me more. And it's November, it's almost the end of the year, and I'm proud to say that I've kind of accomplished that. Whether it's journaling or writing poetry or writing creative nonfiction stories for courses that I'm taking, I have really fallen in love with writing again. And recently I have been writing articles for my school newspaper, which has been really fun. The one I just wrote for this next issue is actually about New Year's resolutions, and I'm really proud of it, so I thought I would share it with you. It is in its first drafts, but the title is Dry Pillowcases. On the first day of January, I rang in the new year from the comfort of my childhood bedroom, tucked into fresh warm bed sheets and dressed in Christmas pajamas gifted from my parents. On the first day of January, despite being happy to be home and far away from exams and class projects, I rang in the new year in solitude by crying myself to sleep. There's a familiar comfort found in salty teardrop stains on cotton pillowcases. Some of my best sleeps have occurred after a tearjerker rom-com, a breakup with an ex-boyfriend, or even the battle of buying concert tickets on Ticketmaster. Crying exhausts me, but I also find comfort and maybe even satisfaction in feeling sorry for myself. However, on January 1st, 2023, I decided that my New Year's resolution would be to keep my pillowcases dry. I decided that I was going to stop feeling sorry for myself. 2023 began with tears, and although I love when things come full circle, I'm confident that the year won't end in the same way it started. From solo dates at art galleries and indie pop concerts to traveling abroad in Europe alone for the first time, in 2023 I learned to be okay on my own again. I read from lit fic novels on checkered blankets in local playgrounds, and I pondered century-old artwork in museums and galleries. I roamed cobblestone streets in Florence with a skip in my step, and I ordered escargot at cafes in Paris and didn't feel embarrassed when I butchered my lackluster French. But most importantly, in 2023, I traded mindless goal setting with mindful intentions. I made a decision and followed it through. I went to sleep at night and woke up without shedding a tear. In 2023, I kept a promise, and my pillowcases stayed dry.